really doesn't draw as much national attention, but because it's Florida, and you've got over 93% in each party says, I know who I'm voting for. One of the areas of spread is Latinos, Hispanics, as it's termed in the poll. DeSantis has a little bit of strength against you with Hispanics. Do you think this issue could make a difference? He's Trump's guy. Trump calls it an unsung success. Does he? And is this something you're going to go after?
Well, first of all, I think that we are going to get our fair share of the Hispanic vote. Not only will this storm and the storm response that Mr. DeSantis and Mr. Trump share in, will that be a problem for them, but his position on health care is going to be a problem for him. He doesn't believe in expanding Medicaid for 700,000 of the most medically needy people in this state. His economic plan, which we haven't seen yet. I mean, he's basically told the press in this state that he's not talking to them because he hadn't formulated what his agenda is for the people of the state of Florida. He was a near guarantee to win his primary and still didn't think about why he's running for governor and what he wants to do for the people of the state of Florida. That's what's going to do him in. Obviously, this storm will be a part of that, but largely it is that he has no real ideas to move this state forward. When you compare that to what we're offering, voters are going to make and have a very clear choice here, and that is they're going to choose to go forward, not backwards. They're going to choose hope and inspiration and aspiration, right, and not derision and division that this candidate happens to be offering.
Oh my God, stop. Democratic nominee for Florida governor Andrew Gillum has led in every public poll.
Can you believe this?
Upset primary win late last month. Yeah. I can. While his Republican opponent, Ron DeSantis, is having some issues. He's reportedly not ready to discuss the issues yet.
Too early. It's too soon.
It is.
Only been in Congress 3 terms.
Why are you running?
I've only been in Congress 3 terms.
Wait, but why are you running?
I only ran against a guy that was one of the most qualified public figures in all of Florida.
Adam Smith of the Tampa Bay Times writes that during the Republican primary, DeSantis appeared multiple times a week on Fox News, but almost always talked about national issues such as the special counsel's Russia probe, and that he rarely made himself available for one-on-one interviews or invited journalists to hear him talk with voters. According to Smith, the DeSantis campaign confirmed several days ago that he would sit down with the Tampa Bay Times to discuss his position on issues facing Florida. But the campaign canceled Tuesday morning, saying they wanted to give DeSantis time to flesh out his platform.
Wow.
Before taking questions.
So this guy's running, by the way.
He announced his candidacy in January.
This guy is running, Mike, to be governor of a state that's got a GDP that's greater than most countries, has hurricanes coming in, it seems every few weeks in the fall. It is a hard state to run.
You're sitting there in Florida. You see Florence coming in. You see what North Carolina and South Carolina are doing. And you're going to vote for someone who does not know what his policies are, forget knowing what to do if there's an emergency. I mean, if there's ever such a stark difference. And yes, it's a mayor that he's running against, but that means that you're used to operational procedures and that you know how to get things done. This is what's happened in the age of Trump. It's the Fox primary. Candidates go on Fox as much as they can. They try and win a state or win their district, whatever they're looking for, and they come up empty after they're done with that because they have not been through the ringer and go through the interviews and everything else that you need. They're just focused on winning that.
The Tampa Bay Times a couple days ago. Ron DeSantis still keeping his distance from Florida issues. That's a hell of a headline. He doesn't want to talk about the issues in Florida. But Florida has an interesting choice here because Andrew Gillum has put out proposals that are, I would say, not far left, but pretty darn progressive. Medicare for all. He's on board with abolishing ICE, $15 minimum wage. And then on the other hand, you have Ron DeSantis, whose primary strategy appears to be hugging Donald Trump tight. He's asked on the campaign trail
but it is a problem because
reporters are enemies of the people. He said he's had some sympathy for that point of view. He wants everyone to know that I will be lockstep with Donald Trump, and that is the strategy.
That is